Ladies and gentlemen, from the capital city of Georgetown, Guyana, the land of many waters in South America, please welcome Lady Wendy.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you, the audience, who are actually gonna be in for a very special show. We're talking about dating and choosing that right person because if you don't choose the right person, you're gonna end up with maybe regrets. So we have a love coach in the house, and he will break it down for you on how to select, and he's going to tell you the importance of going on a date. We're going to send two couples on a date, and we're going to hear from them and what they like and what they dislike about each other. And to you out there, I was told all my Canadian friends and American friends who are watching and all over the world, big up to you for continued support. The Lady Wendy Show. Thank you. Don't go away. We've got a great show for you.
Now you can get all the latest products you want, electronics, fashion, furniture from anywhere in the world with internet shopping at Aeropost through World Mall Guyana. You'll need to register with Aeropost and have a credit or debit card account. If you don't have one, come into our office and use ours for just 10% of the product cost. Call 223-3061. Select your products. Pay for them via credit card. We'll ship to Guyana and handle customs brokerage. We can also deliver if you so desire, or you can come into our office and collect. www.aeropost.com. Aeropost. Enjoy the thrill of internet shopping.
Oh, yes. Today's a great day. It's an excellent day. Today we're going to look at dating, matchmaking, because it seemed to be an issues that has plagued our society nowadays, where everybody think they're having issues with relationship building, finding the right partner, finding the person that suits them, because sometimes they have a preconception that the perfect man is out there, or is their soulmate is out there, and it's quite possible that he or she may be out there. So today I'm gonna set up a dating thing where we have two couples ask some question and see if they're compatible, and we will send them out for a dinner, and then they can take it from there. But I have joining me right now Stephen Easy. He got a very interesting name, and he is a love coach. So I'm going to ask him what a love coach does. Stephen, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Wendy. Well, to put it in a simple context, a love coach is a person that helps or guide you or give you the available tools that is necessary when you go into a relationship. You know, for you to able to make your relationship successful. So you need some guidance, some support, some advice, and the necessary tools, because marriage is not something of an easy journey. So you need a lot of things to equip yourself so that you can have a successful relationship.
Exactly. Now, as you know, dating in my time, I know, or the time before me, I would hear my parents here would say that in those days, if you see someone, you like them, you couldn't just approach that partner. You would usually have to send a letter. In the old days, you remember, a letter you would write home asking the permission of the parents to date that individual. And the parents will say nay or yay. That, of course, that is, people would say, oh, that sounds very ancient. Who has to write home? However, I do believe, and if I'm wrong, you'll be able to say, that it worked. Meaning that when you write home, it sends a message to you find out who the family is. Because people think meeting someone and having that relationship, it's like one or two, easy. Yeah. But if you write home, you know who, and who is the young man, if he's serious. Because I remember one of my siblings, I hold someone write home, and when I found out later on, it was the person had somebody. But at least you can do your homework. Now, my question to you, though, if persons out there are having difficulty dating or finding the right person to go on a date, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, to start off with, you know, the first thing, especially in Guyana, is that the dating, you know, people tend to misunderstand the meaning of dating. That is the first thing. In Guyana, you need to understand what is dating. Because if you understand what the meaning of dating, then you'll be able to understand why dating is necessary or very important in marriage or relationship. In Guyana, the mindset says that people believe that dating is sex. When a man talks to a woman and he says, let's go on a date, he's simply telling you that, I want to have sex with you. When a woman had a man saying, oh, let's go on a date, it simply means we go and eat, then next is my bedroom. So most obviously, the women will always say no. So, and also in terms of religion, people say dating, it sounds to them that you are talking about sex. But dating in actual meaning goes beyond that. It's about you knowing that person. It's about you be able to have that opportunity to interact with the person, to be able to know his personality, his behavior, pattern, and every other thing that is necessary for you to move you towards the journey of marriage.
Interesting. So what you say to someone that says, I need to sample the merchandise first before I go any further?
Well, it's an individual thing. But what is important is that, for you as a woman especially, your value, that intimacy of you agreeing to go into that extent has to do with you devaluing yourself. Because most men believe that one of the most important things in a woman is the sexual aspect of the woman.
But now you've changed my thinking, because you're saying that it's okay for it devalues a woman, but what about the man? Wouldn't it devalue the man too?
Well, to an extent, but remember that the way human being has been created, women tends to be a little special, created in a special way. We are added emotional to they have emotional value, and you can't compare the way they are being looked at to compare with the man mentality. Society sees men different. When a man does something wrong, it's not wrong. But when a woman does the same thing, society sees it as a wrong or taboo.
Okay, well, maybe we need to revise society, because it sounds like a society that is a male created, created. But I do agree with you 100% that the dating is mostly seen as a sex thing.
Yeah.
Now, how do we nowadays, with all where dating has become so prominent via internet, social media, how are you seeing that now has that changed anything? Because you can invite someone out via media or social media and not actually even meeting them, and then when you meet them, you go to bed with them. What is that all about?
Well, to me, it's about individual. Like I said, social media is it's a good thing. Meeting people through the social media. But the point is that, what do you do when you go on a date? Like I always say, men or the creator create men to have dominion. They have this mindset that they have power, they have authority over the women. So the only chance that the women has to be able to find out about men or to be able to equal themselves to a certain extent is only during the dating aspect of the marriage. Because you have the opportunity to ask questions, you have the opportunity to interact with this person, to be able to match your mental with his mental. So if you don't, but most women, they go eat, drink, laugh, but they don't ask questions. They don't find out about this man. They hardly even, know anything about this man, because that is the only opportunity you have to be able to measure up to this man. So dating is very important in that extent.
Well, I agree with you, because I know when I was a dating woman in those days, even if I go to a dancing, I call it an interview. I'd be dancing with you and interviewing you. Yeah. My brain was always in that, and that's why I think I was usually very successful with my dating or my partners, is because I ask questions, and asking questions is very critical, at least for me. Yeah. And I agree with you once again. Now, I have an issue with where the length of time sometimes, and that's what they would say about women. They lose the person because they have a lot of when should I have intimacy? What would you say to that? Do we say 6 months, you date for 6 months? What is the length of time you should date?
Well, to me, the time doesn't really matter. What
Okay.
matters is what are the information that you were able to gather within the time that you were with your partner. It might be 6 months, it might be 1 year, but for me, 1 year will be okay. But, because you need a lot of time to observe, especially for somebody that is pretending, because when you ask questions, when you start asking a man question, the man tends to, measure up with the question that you are asking. Even if he's not capable of that questions, or the kind of question you are asking is not capable of doing such things, he will try to measure up. But you can only find out with time.
So time is important because
Very, very.
1 year I think would be good
Yeah.
because there's a lot of what you call sheep in wolf clothing out
Correct,
there,
correct.
and who would be very pretensive.
Yeah.
I know. I once heard that my father said, from one of my siblings, he always say, men are the greatest deceivers. And I don't know, some men, but it's not that I'm bashing or anything, but I think human beings, because more and more you're learning that women who are doing exactly the same thing.
Correct.
So I think it works on both sides.
Yeah.
If both parties can find out what each other is about in order to make that formal decision, well, if I want to go with that person for a longer journey. I like that.
At Gaffurs, we're now offering etch design mirrors and glasses. Our state-of-the-art machinery can engrave any design from 12 inches by 12 inches to 24 inches by 48 inches. And this product is perfect for memento and memorial plaques, branding or sponsorship, or as a gift item to show that someone how special he or she is. You can have your design mirrors dressed with metallic finish frames or polished edges for a more modern look. Come into any one of our branches to choose from our range of designs, or bring your own design and have your customized mirrors made within 7 working days. Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
I'm picking it up again with the love coach, Stephen Easy. So tell me something. What about blind dates? Do you believe that works, going on a date and you haven't seen the person?
Yeah, blind date do work,
Okay.
But like I said before, it's all about, what do you do on a date? That is what is important. Because the whole idea about dating is, for you to know that partner. You're trying to use all the techniques that you have to be able to know that partner. His personalities, his behavior patterns, his values, his plans, and the only way you can do that is during the dating aspect, especially women, because women has the opportunity to interact, ask questions. That is the only time that you have, because remember, the society has made it that a man has to go to the woman. So if I come to you and I invite you out, so the only opportunity that you have is during the dating aspect.
Okay.
That is the only time you can interact.
Okay, hold that thought. So what are some questions you think that are important that someone should be asking on a date, or to find out about, to know the quality of that person? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I will advise that people focus more on, especially the background, the childhood experience. Ask questions about the childhood. What is it like? Because it's very important. So you're able to know if the person come from an abusive home. You're able to know what is the relationship between the parents and the child. So it's very important to ask, what is his childhood experience like? What are his likes and dislikes? What does he value as a person? What makes him unique? What makes him different from other men? We say all men are dogs, but if I have to give you a benefit of doubt, what can make you unique? What makes you different from other men?
Yeah.
So every woman being has something that makes them unique.
I kind of don't like that all men are dogs, because I have a lot of brothers, and my whole life upbringing was around a lot of men. However, after seeing an illustration of my dog, a stray dog that I pick up, and I see how many stray dogs come for her, then I realize maybe that's where they got their saying. However, I think that's very important, finding out who the family is, because I remember when I was young, I don't know where I learned it from, but I would always check out the person that I'm dating, find out who is their parents, who is the parents married? Are they single? Because it does have a significant bearing on how your relationship would end. I remember even thinking when I was dating a guy that had 8 sisters, I said, oh, interesting. That means he's very spoiled. That means, you know what that means? He's being catered to. So he would be looking for an enabling wife. So, you know, but that's not because of that, though. Please forgive me if you're the only sibling in a relation, you know, in a family. But I think knowing who, the background of that child, abusive home, it makes a big difference. And I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Well, we're back again. Oh, did we heard a lot about the things to look for, and I'm hoping you young adults out there who are in the process of starting to date, that you will take some good lessons of what Mr. Stephen Easy just told you. Now joining me is this young, available, wonderful young woman, Melinda Smith. She will tell us a little bit about herself. She is certainly available, but I'm going to be asking her some tough questions. Melinda, tell me about, who is Melinda?
I guess I'm 21, 22 years of age. The day after independence, I'm turning 23.
Oh, wonderful.
And I live with my aunt and my uncle. They're married. I grew up with my cousins and my brother. I am currently at a university. I'm trying to finish up this degree in communication. I'm in a government scholarship.
Wonderful.
I want to make the citizens of Guyana proud by doing so well.
Okay.
Right, and repaying my country for all they have done for me.
Wonderful. So tell me, this show is all about dating and the dating scene, and I'm hoping that, you know, somebody finds somebody long term. Yes, we are not promising anything because we're not. It's just a fun thing. Now, what is it when you're what is happening out there in the dating world in Guyana here? What is happening?
I mean,
how are the young people finding it?
I guess I find it a bit tough because most young men don't measure up to the standards that I have, and if you don't have the standards, I cut you. I don't have time to waste. Like Cardi B said, we cut you off.
Okay.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry, and on to the next one. So, and I find young men these days, I mean, I guess the ones that I have been talking to, they're a bit shallow. They want to just, you know, a hookup, a quick hookup. They're so into this American thing, hit it and quit it, and I'm not about that life.
Okay, very interesting. So that would be in the early part of the show, we just talked about that. So do you go out on many dates?
Yeah, I go out on dates. However, I find usually the young men choose poor dating spots. They want a dark corner. They want I don't know why I could go and do in the sea walls with them cold breeze in the dark night. Like I ain't up for that.
Okay.
And then I don't think going to Palm Court and clubbing is a date.
Okay.
I think there's a hangout.
Well,
I don't want to start. That?
No, I'll tell you.
You tell me.
Oh, that's rather interesting about hit and miss kind of date. I'll ask the love coach over there, Stephen. Could you answer what she was just talking about hit and miss? What the young man, what you've already alluded to earlier.
Yeah, like I said earlier, that is the concept right here, especially in Guyana, that most men, always interested in the hit and run, like sex aspect of dating. And that is why the women are not really given into dating. When you talk about dating, they don't want to go into dating because, they already have this mindset about, you talking about sex. Mm-hmm. Like I said, it's a different thing when it comes to dating. You want to know this person. You want to know that if things can move from that stage of relationship to marriage. because marriage is about chain of stages.
Okay.
First of all, the first aspect of it is for you to discover yourself as a person.
All right.
So when you discover yourself, then you'll be able to move into dating aspect, then move into marriage.
Okay, I have, before you go, she said something though that I think it's been very interesting. What you're looking for, and are we setting the bar? Because I know there's a lot of single women out there that are heading in their late 40s, 50s, because they set the bar too high. Her first illusion, or she alluded to, if they don't meet my thing, da 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 da. What is your thought about setting the bars too high in trying to find that special someone?
Well, there's always pros and cons in everything. So I'm not gonna say it's right or it's wrong, but it's gonna affect the way the man tends to see her. Sometimes when you set the bar high, the man tends to value you. Then sometimes the man tends to afraid of you if the bar is too high for them, because what men doesn't really like is challenge. When they challenge you, when they are being challenged, I mean, they tends to scare away. That is why we see most of the independent women are not married, because yes, a man will have them as a girlfriend, but they will never attempt to marry them.
And that's a very good thought. And I think that goes to the saying, though, is that of that power, that dominance that you spoke about earlier. Now, how are you finding the pool of men out there that you are, listening to what
They're
Mr. E's
different.
just saying? Yeah.
They're different. I find the guys at my church that I go to, they're really nice. But what would happen is that we're not being able to go on dates much. Due to the church aspect of it, where you go on dates, you're supposed to go on group dates. However, I go to the university, and the guys there, they're not really, I guess because they're so focused on the academics at this point, they're not really in for a long-term relationship. And then campus have so many girls, so many beautiful girls, so many educated girls who are all about their business and going after their stuff. So the fight out there is very tough to meet a guy who has the things that I require, that is on my standard that I'm looking for. And as much as he said, you could chase away them because, they think the bar is too high. I'm glad if you run. I'm glad if you run and go your way. Thank
Okay.
you. I
Okay,
don't need
well, and
cowards.
on that note, what is it that you would want, that you're looking for in a man?
Well, you see, I define him. First of all, you need to know what you define a man as. And for me, if you're gonna call yourself a man, then you need to get your stuff in order. I mean, you don't need to be an academic. However, you have to have a passion. So if you're not going behind academics, that's fine. There's not the only job out there for a person. But you need to get yourself in order. You need to have a job. I'm not gonna date nobody who's not working. I don't have time for broke people. Okay, you need to be going, even if you complete your studies, that is great. So if you're a carpenter, you went GTIC, and then you're going on to forward and forward, that is wonderful. Same as the electrician, I admire that. But you need to get that in order. You need to be honest, responsible. I need to know why your last relationship ended. This is the first thing. I need to know if you're a cheater.
You seem okay, and you think you will get all of that? Well, you would definitely need a year in order, like what our love coach say, to know the person properly.
Of course.
Because you
definitely.
will find out within a year if they're cheaters.
Exactly. And if
Thank
they're
you.
really serious with me or something. I don't have time to, not be with somebody who is not on my level. And he has to have my faith as well. I'm a Christian, and I
And
fully
that is
believe.
very,
Exactly.
I think, you must put God in the factor.
Exactly.
Okay, and I thank you very much. I think this has been, I hope you out there that is listening would have got some tips and what to look for. I mean, her line may not be yours, but you must know ahead of time so that when you go out on those dates, you will know if that person is the right person for you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Oh, we've got a nice part of the show is ended. And of course, we have Fire Will's in the house. He's going to perform for you one of a kind love song. One of the things that the Lady Wendy show want to do is ever so often is to look at Guyanese local talents, what we have here. Fire has traveled all over the world, specifically America, Jamaica, and he has been performing, and I thought, why not bring this gentleman in and show you a little bit of what Guyana has also out there. So put your hands together and let's welcome Fire Wills.
Blessed love, Fire Will. I am tired of waking up and being all alone. Only a fool jeopardizes his own home. Baby, listen, is it so long? I told you I love you, girl, but is it so long? Our love keep growing strong. Girl, your principle is a one of a kind. And even when I search this world, it's none that I find. So baby, RESCUE me, FYI, character fit the queen. Affiliated with Miss Universe, I'm so addicted to her love. This damsel is so classy. We're center of attraction, everybody knows. OMG, our fashion amaze me. We're so in love. Girl, your principle is one of a kind. And even when I search this world, it's none that I find. So baby, was it so long? I told you I love you, girl, but is it so long? Our love keep growing strong. Is it so long? Next track.
It takes just a bite and a taste to get you hooked on an incredibly delightful discovery. Humphreys Bakery and Farm Products. It's the taste of the best combination of spices. Get a taste of our buttery buns, delightful tarts and scrumptious cakes, rolls and pastries. Sample nature at its best. Visit us today at 38 Ketley Street, Charleston, or call us on telephone 225-7864. Humphreys Bakery and Farm Products, where we delight in serving you the best.
Okay, the show has come to an end, and this is always the sad part because I know you want to get a little bit more of that talking about matchmaking. We want to thank our sponsors out there. We want to thank NCN and his team for producing this show, and of course, no further ado, Ramsford Furniture we want to thank, and we also would like to thank Backyard Cafe, who is supposed to see two of our clients go there to enjoy a wonderful meal. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lady Wendy Show's got a lot of topics. We have teenage pregnancy that is coming out, and we also have a show on when you cheat, why do you take back your partners? So stay tuned.
Is your business experiencing slow traffic? Then it's time you turn to advertising. Advertising works. If you don't already have a video ad for your business for us to use, we can help you put it together. For more information, email info@ladywendyshow.com.